guys, in this video I am featuring the Era Everyday Aero Brush Makeup. I have become so obsessed with this, fallen so hard for it, and I could not wait to share it with you. I talked about it on Snapchat, and I'm not usually someone that wears a full coverage foundation day to day. I'm a stay-at-home mom, but this foundation makes my skin look incredible and therefore gives me crazy amounts of confidence, and there's nothing better than when your skin is looking perfect, especially when it's not normally perfect looking skin. So I've been wearing this a ton more than I normally wear makeup in general, and I could not wait to share it with you. I just did my makeup today quickly, getting ready, and I thought I would do it on camera so you could see actually how it applies and the transformation that it makes on my skin. This is not a sponsored video in any way, although I wish that it was. I paid for these myself with my own money. I purchased them right off of their website, which I will talk a little bit more as I get into the video. I have it in the shade Summer Wheat, and I did buy the primer to go with it, which I would recommend. Not a must-have, but I think makes a difference, and I'll talk about that more in the video. But if you want to see how this foundation works and applies and looks before and after, then keep watching. Starting off with a clean, bare face, I just have on some moisturizer and SPF. I would have went ahead and did my eye makeup, but because I don't really want this to be about my eye makeup, but I want to use the primer all over my face. I've been using this as my eyeshadow base primer too, so that's why I didn't go ahead and do my eyes ahead of the game. I think the primer is incredible, and I think if you're gonna be using this foundation, you might want to pick up the primer. And I say that because I did try other primers in conjunction with the foundation, and I did notice a little bit of a difference. I did notice it still looked good, but I could see it kind of wearing in some areas on my face throughout the day, whereas on the days that I use the primer, it looks perfect all over my skin. So I wouldn't get this, you know, as a primer to wear with any other foundation, but if you're gonna buy this foundation, I would tell you to go ahead and get the primer. So I'm gonna give it a good shake, and I'm gonna spray it all over my face, eyelids included, just to get my skin ready. I just do my eyes really quick. I just grabbed my Naked palette. I'm gonna do something super simple, a little bit of shimmer with, I'm gonna mix Virgin and Sin, these two on the ends. Put a little bit of Naked in the crease and call it a day. And I love using the primer for my eyeshadow too, because it doesn't crease, and my eyeshadow even looks just as fresh as the rest of my face. So it's awesome in that regard, because you can totally eliminate having to use any kind of eyeshadow primer. So we'll just keep things really bright, really simple, just taking a fluffy brush and Naked. I really do need to just get a single eyeshadow of Naked, because I use it all the time. Like you can see, I'm almost out of it, and I find myself reaching for this palette sometimes only to just use Naked. Maybe I will pick it up during the Sephora sale. I like it because it just gives you a nice transition in the crease and a little bit of dimension. I'm gonna just take a little bit of Buck right on the outer part. Barely can even see it because I'm gonna blend it, but. And that is it. I'm gonna throw on some black liner. This is just a felt tip pen from Prestige, I think? Yeah, Prestige Cosmetics. You can find this at the drugstore. Just going really close to my lash line. This is exactly like the Stella Stay All Day liner, but a fraction of the price. I like these because you can literally just stamp them and they stay put. The foundation, I'm so excited. This is a 1.5 ounce bottle. I actually bought them together as a set for $35 with the primer. I really wanted to get the full size. They were sold out. I know you can get this at Namie's in Namie's stores. I don't have any of those by me, so I just bought this directly on the website. I've also seen it sold on Amazon, but again, my shade was sold out. The only thing I have to say about ordering from their website that was kind of a bummer is I waited about 2 weeks for it to get here, which is a long time, especially when I was as excited to try it as I was. Normally that probably wouldn't bother me, but I was really excited to try it. What's up? I have an audience. You want to shake it up really well, and I have found that the best way to apply it is, and probably the only way I would apply it, is with a damp sponge. My favorite is obviously the Beauty Blender. I would not recommend spraying this on your face unless you want foundation everywhere, including in your hair, on your furniture, everywhere. Even when I spray it on my sponge, I see that it kind of like travels. It's a very fine mist and it could tend to get everywhere. So I would definitely say put it on a sponge. I find that to be the best application. And applying it onto the side of my Beauty Blender rather than the bottom or even the top is great because it gives you a larger surface area to cover and you end up using less product. So I just spray it directly on and we're gonna go. And you can see pretty instantly the coverage that it gives you. No thank you, I do not want any popcorn. And I like it because it's buildable. So you can go back in the areas that you might need a little bit of extra coverage and it never looks cakey. It just looks luminous and glowy and it makes your skin just look perfect. The way I compare it is oftentimes you see people posting selfies on Instagram and they're always, you can tell, always using a filter, whether it's to soften their skin or blur out any imperfections, brighten the skin up. You use this foundation, it looks like your skin has a filter already. You don't need a filter when you're posting photos of your makeup on Instagram. It looks as good as any filter will give you. That's pretty much it. And it does set, but you do have time. You have time to like blend and move stuff around. The other really cool thing about this is it's very easy to touch up or reapply throughout the day. With that said, you don't need to, and I've never been somebody that carries my foundation or even a compact in my purse because I don't touch up my makeup. What I do to my makeup in the morning is usually how it stays until I take it off at night. But lately, the last couple days, my allergies have been killing me and I have been blowing my nose constantly. So obviously the makeup around my nose is wearing and I just quickly do a little spritz on my Beauty Blender, touch up around my nose, and it just kind of like melts back in with everything else. It doesn't look like this application is different than the rest of my face. It blends seamlessly and I love that. If I wanted to go back and put heavier coverage on areas I might need it, it doesn't look heavier in those areas. Somehow it just all kind of blends together and looks like a perfect application. So that is it, and I'm just blending, but at this point pretty much this sponge is clean. I don't know, the consistency of the foundation mixed with the damp sponge, it's like perfect. It's like a match made in heaven. And then as far as under eyes, because this gives me a really good coverage, especially under my eyes, I haven't really felt the need to be putting heavy concealer under there, unless I would say it's like you're gonna have photographs done or it's your wedding and then you wanna like brighten it up. But just for day to day, I've been really enjoying the Brightening Touche Eclat in Rose by Yves Saint Laurent. It's kind of like Benefit High Beam or Eye Bright. It's kind of just a pink tone and it just brightens. It's not really heavy. It's not a product that you need to set, but I wouldn't say it's a awesome concealer. Like, it's not really covering anything. I just think if you have a little bit of darkness under there that you want brightened up, it's good for that. So that's all I've really been doing under my eyes. And it's a flat product. It's not, there's no shimmer in it. So I just take it down the center of my face. And then I also go a tiny bit on just under my eyebrows. And that's about all that I'm gonna be doing for concealer. And as far as setting it, I do not have oily skin. However, it's been pretty hot here, so I am gonna set it with just a little bit of MSF Natural from MAC and a big fluffy brush. I'm just gonna dab it on and I'm only doing this because it's hot out, but normally I would totally skip this step. Unless you do have oily skin, you probably would want to set it, but you don't want to take away from the finish that this gives you, which is incredible. So that's all I'm doing for that. I'm gonna put on some eyebrows, fill in my eyebrows. This is the Makeup Forever brow pencil, and I have number 30. It's kind of the brunette shade, and I really have been enjoying these pencils because it gives you the look of brows, like little flicks, gives you the little look of hairs, but it's not darkening my brows a ton. It's just filling in. I am going to skip the bronzer, although this makeup brand does make a airbrush bronzer, which I've heard really good things about, and I was thinking, I wanted to try the foundation before I went ahead and bought the bronzer too, but I was thinking I might get the bronzer more so for my body, like tops of my shoulders, collarbone, than for my face, but I probably would apply it the same way, just with a damp beauty blender. And then to set my brows, I'm using their brow gel, and this is in number 35, and I'm gonna use the kind of looser side. I don't know the word to describe it. It's not the real short bristles, just because I don't want to really put any more color in them. I just want to keep them in place. Again, I'm like barely touching them. Combing them up. I put a little bit of blush on. I'm using the CC Radiance Ombre Blush by IT Cosmetics, and it's in the shade Je ne sais quoi. It's just a very easy pink to wear. On a MAC 129. This foundation is insane. I cannot say enough about it. It just makes everything look so blended, and like everything is just, I don't know, smooth. And then for a little bit of a highlight, I'm using Makeup Forever's Pro Light Fusion in Golden. I really have been enjoying this. I don't think it's as good as my beloved Dior Amber Diamond, but it does give a very nice highlight to the skin. Go a little under my brows, tip of my nose, Cupid's bow. Nicest thing, or I should say the best thing about this foundation is what it looks like right now, that when I just put it on, is exactly how it will stay and look tonight when I take it off at 10, 11 o'clock at night. And that's the best part. And that's what I was hoping for. That's what I was reading online, and it does not disappoint. I wish it was more easily accessible at a Sephora or an Ulta, or I don't know, I just don't think a lot of people know about it yet, so they haven't really had to like stock a crazy amount of inventory, but I don't understand how more people haven't discovered this. Definitely not a foundation I would probably be wearing every day. I don't wear every day, but it's perfect for filming videos, a wedding, an event, or I know there are a lot of people that like wearing a full coverage foundation every day, in which case I say go for it. For me, it's just not, I don't put a full face of makeup on every day, but on those days where I feel like my skin might need it, or I just need a little pick-me-up, or I am filming a video, this has been incredible. And I love my Estee Lauder Double Wear, and as I'm sure a lot of people do, this might be even better than that. Or if you like Estee Lauder Double Wear and you think that's like holy grail, I would say try this one, because it might be a close second. And then for my lips, I'm just gonna put on a gloss. This is one of the few glosses that I still use and keep after my purging of makeup. I really just prefer the jumbo lip crayons or the liquid lipsticks that dry down, but I do really love this color. This is by IT Cosmetics, and it's the shade Mauvalicious, and it's exactly like the Dose of Colors in Stone that I love, but this is just a gloss, so gives nice color too, nice pigment. but it gives you that glossy finish. I love IT Cosmetics. They don't have a ton of products in their line, so when they do come out with products, they knock them out of the park. So from here, if you were getting married or needed something full coverage, I would suggest setting it with a makeup setting spray, one that does not have oil, because you don't want the oil to break it down. At the end of the night, I do use an oil-based makeup remover, and it breaks everything up, so I would definitely stand clear of oil sprays to set, but especially if you have oily skin or you're going outside and it's hot, I would give it one more finish. I am so excited to finally share this. I've had so many requests on Snapchat especially to talk about this. I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing this and getting ready. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye. I'm saving the best for last. I didn't want to open this yet. So this is a Boho Beach Roundie, and I see these pop up all the time